What's up, FTFers? Finally, Grayl has come up with an easy and convenient way to transport your Grayl every day. Before we dive into this any further, I want to talk about the evolution of how I actually got to this point. So every single survival challenge that I have ever done, sourcing, filtering, purifying, and carrying water, that is always the hardest thing about the challenge. And that includes going to disaster scenes as well. And because the need for water is so high on your priority list, that's why it's always been really important to me. Now, back in the old days, we had the military canteen set up, you know, and you had the iodine. And I gotta be honest with you, I did that for a long time, but I really don't like the taste of the water, but you could get the job done. And then after you used all of your iodine tablets, you're back to having to boil the water, which at least you could do because you had a nesting cup to go with the canteen. The only thing that was hard back then was actually transporting it. It just wasn't really convenient. Now, the next step in my evolution was I wanted a different way to actually carry the water. So I got this thing right here. You can put your belt through it. The only problem is you have to take your belt off every single time and don't get in your car or try to sit in your chair. And what this proved to me was that the simple answer is not always the best. Now, as time progresses, obviously, we find new ways to do things with new materials, and that's when I discovered the Sawyer squeeze. But one thing that was just really irritating to me about it was it didn't matter how I packaged it. I would roll the bag up with the filter inside of it, and then I would put shock cord on it, and I would stuff it into a cargo pant, but I always knew it was there. It was just always irritating. It would rub me wrong, especially when I was driving the vehicle or kneeling down to do fire prep or something. And then after my second bag burst, I decided maybe I need to try something else, because I mean, you could carry something like the Smart Water bottle, right? But then you're back to having to carry a container as well. Now, the next thing that I discovered was the Wazoo water kit. And this thing is awesome. I love it because you simply stick it inside of your cash belt and you wait for the rainy day, and you've actually got the ability to source, filter, purify, and then transport the water. The only problem with it is you're actually having to carry a bag, and you could easily break the bag. Now, this was super awesome for an emergency, but I wanted something that was an everyday solution, and this would just serve as my backup or my insurance policy. Now, there are lots of videos online of EDC and my evolution and why I think that it's so important to have this stuff. The last video that I did with Jason with On3 and Brandon from BattleBox, well, it went viral when we were talking about, what we thought would be the top 3 items for you to carry. Now, in that video, I had this kit on me. I was at Georgia Bushcraft, and I just recognized that there was a serious need for me to have it. And so this has always been my Old Faithful, my standby. It's a stainless steel canteen that has a nesting cup that's stainless steel. It also has a lid. It's insulated. And I just, had to get over my pride and say, okay, I need to carry the man purse because I need to do this. It's like a responsibility. It's just like if you carry a firearm, you have a responsibility to carry it every day. And emergency waits for no man. When you need it the most, you won't have it. Honestly, this actually works, okay? I mean, it has worked for many years for me. It's an old standby for a reason. If I, need to, I can boil the water in it. It's just, it's not the most efficient system. I mean, it works, it's bomb-proof. It's just not real convenient, if you will. I mean, because seriously, how many times have you actually had to, boil your water over something like a Dakota fire pit? It's really a time thing. It takes a lot of time because you got to find the resources, you got to create the fire, you got to wait, find a way to hang the bottle, etc. It's just not a real efficient process. Not to mention, you have to wait for the water to cool down again. And if you're gonna, take the bottle and put it back in the water, you risk cross-contamination. Luckily today, we have these Grayls. It's just, there wasn't a real convenient method of actually carrying it. I mean, to me, this system just makes the most sense. I have a pre-filter that I can carry here, and then I have this titanium cup that goes on the outside of my Grayl, and should the actual filter inside of this fail for some reason, I can still boil the water. I have some redundancy, and then I also have this Wazoo water kit as my backup. One thing that I really like about this too is that D-ring that's on the back of it. It allows me to drop this container down to a water source. So if it's hard for me to get to, it's easy for me to get the water with this. The thing that I really love about the Grayls the most though is seriously 11 seconds. By the time I get the water, it takes me 11 seconds to filter and purify it and transport it in one container. Now, to me, there's just nothing else out there on the market that's better than this. It's just, it was really hard to find something that I could actually carry it in. Well, now we have this. This video is not sponsored, okay? I bought this with my own money. I went onto the website and I saw that they had this and I thought, hey, that's pretty rad. I'm gonna give it a try. One thing I like about it is it's just super easy for me to throw over my shoulder and then carry it with me. And if I get into a vehicle, it's real easy for me to just take it off, throw it in the front seat, and I've got my water with me all the time. One thing that I really like about this is how simple it is. It's really lightweight, it's made out of good materials. I immediately saw it and thought, hey, I want to try this out. One thing that I do like about it is you have the ability to take this in and out rather easily, but you can also tighten this up so that the bottle stays inside of the carrier. I also like the fact that it has different points that you can attach the sling to as well. So it doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. And if for some reason you wanted to take this sling off completely, you can do that. And for all you people that have MOLLE carriers on your bag or on your belt, they also make another version that you can attach it to anything that you have that's MOLLE. If you want a traditional style sling, they also have these D-rings that are on the side, so you can use your own sling if you want to. And of course, there's the handle option on both sides. One of the cool features is the pouch on the front. I really like this because here I can store things like my water purification tablets. Should the filter fail, once again, I've got the ability to purify 22 liters of water with just this. I can also carry things like, coffee and electrolytes and juice mixes and hot chocolate. Now, honestly, the main reason that they put this on here, this actual front pouch, is to store your cell phone. So, there's that, but I keep my cell phone in my pocket. So I just use this for something else. Then there's also this hidden pocket that's on the back. You could use it for your cell phone, or you could use it to store, other things in it as well. So that's a quick down and dirty on the new Grayl transport sling. So if you go to the website and look up the transport sling, it's $40. I think it's a worthwhile investment. I've been using it for about a month and I just wanted to share it with y'all because it's something that I'm going to be trying out. You'll probably be seeing a lot more of it. And I figured I would just go ahead and get ahead of the curve and share it with y'all. So if you want to see more videos like this of the stuff that I'm testing or I'm trying out on a daily basis, let me know in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, y'all, keep fueling those fires.